It is early November and I still have all my water stuff out in the garden and my water tank. So tonight this evening rather, I am going to unhook my pumps, plural, and make sure stuff don't freeze up. We've been pretty fortunate so far. We've got a few frosts, but it's got to get pretty cold and stay fairly cold for a while before you have to worry too much about a lot of things freezing. But you don't want nothing to freeze and bust on you either. Nothing worse than have to buy pumps. The hoses I ain't worried too much about. The fittings in the pumps is about all I care too much about. So I had to run in there and building and grab a couple tools. First things first, I'm going to go through and show you all my rain catchment systems. For those of you that follow me, you already seen this. You're probably tired of seeing it. For those of you that it's first time, I'm going to show it to you right now. So here we go. We have a 1,550 gallon tank right here. It's black. We painted it black with some plastic paint. Plastic, I don't know what kind of paint it is, but it's made to paint plastic. And we left, I shouldn't say we, she left this open. Personally, I just knock on it. Right now we're about 1,400 gallons. It's full. So this here catches all the rain off our house. You can see both gutters. And then I made a little gizmo there, and then that downspout runs into it. And I just put two elbows together and duct taped the hell out of a piece of pipe. Works pretty slick, actually. That catches all the rain off our house. We have leaf guards. We have ones actually special made. I can't remember exactly what brand they was when we bought them, but they filter anything out of your. There's nothing can get down in there. You can even pour table salt in the gutter and it'll wash it down off of it. It won't let it go down through them screens. That's how tough it is. And here we have a pump. So that pump there, I can pump water from here to wherever I need to on the homestead. To this pump right now, I'm going to take it off, so I don't want it freezing up and busting in the winter. It gets pretty cold here. We are in zone 5B, 6A, give or take. And from there, I got a hard line pumped over. Just saw a snake, actually. Kind of chilly out for a snake to be out, but I just seen one. I usually let them go. I don't mess with snakes much. So from there, we have two 75-gallon tanks right here, and I got these hard piped from the other side of the house to here, so I can fill these two here up from those tanks. So that's an additional 550 gallons. Yeah, 275, 550. So these two here, this one, and you've seen they're hooked together. I have a little line there where they're hooked together, so it's all gravity fed. Then I have a little hose, and that hose goes down to our chicken coop. And in there we have a hose there. We actually use this to water those and to water down our compost. We don't use a whole lot of water out of these two tanks in a year's time. The chickens don't drink that much water, and our egg layers is all that gets water out of these. Is our egg layers and the compost that we make when we make compost in the chicken yard. If we make it somewhere else, we pump it out of the big tank, not these, just because of pumps, basically. And then from there, from the big tank, or here we can gravity feed from there as well. We inside our greenhouse, we have two more of those tanks that we pump water into here, back there in the back, where they're stacked up on top of one another. And that's just comfrey we dried out. We dried that out, hoping the chickens would eat it over the winter. Well, you know what? Our chickens like it fresh, but they do not like it dehydrated like that, dried out and made into like a comfrey hay. They won't eat it. But that's fine. We'll still put it up there. If they eat it, fine. If they don't, it's going into compost, so it's all good either way. But anyways, we have water hoses hooked up to our big tank going from the house. and we fill into this one. And I have a valve. This valve here is shut, and you cannot open this valve. You can't keep this valve open and keep the bottom tank full, mainly because if you do, that cap back there, I don't know if you can see it, the cap back there, they do not seal up tight enough. It'll push the water up out of that tank, out of the cap on these IBC totes. So anybody that's wanting to do this, they are stackable, and they're actually stacked. They're made to stack. This bottom one's bent a little bit, but you can see right there. Sorry, you can see right here where this should go down inside. But this bottom was bent up a little bit, and the top was bent up a little bit. But they've been like that for years. They ain't going nowhere. The top one I have a cover for, and the bottom I just wrap plastic around it. You want to keep as much light out as possible. So then I got this. Then I fill this tank up with, and I have a pump here. This is what we use inside our greenhouse to water all of our plants, whatever, with. And that goes up into a reel right there, and we just got a hose we just pull down. It actually works really good. I need to unhook that pump because I'm not going to have heat on in the greenhouse. And I also have one more setup that I do here, and that is right here. We have two 275-gallon totes here. They're piped together, and we'll have just a gravity-fed garden hose. And this here, what we do with this is right now I have it actually in here, gravity feed watering our lettuce bed. And that lettuce is immaculate, man. Look how good that lettuce looks. But anyways, it gravity feeds to water it. But over the summer months, we took water from them and watered our meat birds down across the road. We just stretched a hose across our dirt road and water our meat birds. Man, that wind. And the anything we would freshly seed in our big garden, we would water it with these two tanks. And these we can fill up off of the building, as you can see. We got a gutter here, and then they're hooked together here. We also have nipple waterers going in there for the chickens. Where the nipple waters, and I'm going to unhook all that here shortly. But I just wanted to show everybody what we have going on with our water catchment. And now I need to get everything unhooked before the snow starts flying. Because this weekend, in the next week, I think Monday and Tuesday night, it's supposed to get down to like lows in the teens and highs in the like low 30s. So that's when you got to watch stuff. It will freeze and bust. So if anybody has any questions on our rainwater catchment, let us know. I'll gladly answer them. There's some things that I would change, and I can go over that in another video. I'm not going to go over it into this because I want to get something done. So basically all we have here on this is I got a hard pipe here. I got a union right here. I know you can't see that in the camera, but there's a union here. This is what we piped over to the other 275-gallon totes that we water the chickens with and the compost in the chicken run. This here is the inlet. I just got an old garden hose. It's stiff enough it does not suck it shut going to our tank. And here I just got two garden hoses. One goes to the garden, and then one's just a hose that we use. So basically I just want to unhook everything. First things first, I guess we are. I just need to let the pressure off. I have the tanks already turned off. I got the pump already turned off. I just need to unplug it, which I just did. So then I can get the hoses unhooked and take a bath all at the same time. But you always do that, or I always have an issue with that. You want to make sure you have all your nozzles and valves and stuff unhooked in the winter months as well, because they will freeze up on you. So as you can see, these are flowers too, by the way. I'm just yanking them out because we got plenty of them. So as you can see right here, there's just a garden hose hooked up to this tank. No, I don't have no valve or nothing, and I don't plan to ever put a valve there because all it's going to do is freeze and bust on you. And yes, it's full of water, so I am going to lose some, but it is what it is. It's pretty loose. Sometimes I have to tighten it because a gasket or something's bad. And one thing you want to do on the hose you're hooking to is you want to make sure the valve on it's opened up so it just starts pushing through it right away. And I'm going to get a little bit wet, but it won't be that terribly bad. Part of it's cold. The water is pretty cold. And if I wouldn't have the valve open on this hose that I'm hooking back up, it would have sprayed a lot worse. But now it has somewhere to go. So I didn't lose enough to care about. So what I have here is the other end of that hose. I'll just turn it off. And this I'll stick up on the tank, and I'll take this valve off, because this valve right here will bust in the winter months. Now I should be able to pull that off of there. Huh. Interesting. So there. That is that. Oh, I got that stuck. One of them down. Now I'm going to work on the nipple waters off of the roof in the chicken yard. So we have two different ways we water our chickens. She's pulling lettuce out of the garden, and they're going crazy over that stuff. Look at them. Look at the ladies go nuts. So we have a waterer there, and it's you can plug it in, and it'll keep it from freezing. And we got a waterer here. This is our main waterer, and that pan it sets on is actually heated, so we plug it in the winter months. We got the cord. Actually, she strung the cord yesterday to it, and it runs off our solar this year. And in the summertime, we water them with those and this. They drink out of those more. They don't use these nipple waters a whole lot. Next year, I'm not sure I'm even going to put them in here. I'm just going to take that out. I probably won't put it back next year. I'll change how I have these two tanks hooked up. As far as watering the chickens goes, they won't water the chickens next year. I don't think, anyway. Right now, all I have hooked to them, right there's a fern coat fitting right there in the middle. So you just need your trusty screw gun. Fern coats are so easy to work with. Little water in, not a whole lot. I got the valve turned off. They'll drink some of this water, but they don't drink enough of it out of this. Well, I don't know. I've not noticed them drinking enough out of it to care a whole lot. So that's why I don't think next year I'm going to do it that way. I might use this for our meat birds or something and hook it up down below. Same thing here. I got fern coats hooked to this. You can buy fern coats. They have them at Lowe's. I probably ordered these off of Amazon just because. Whoops. I got one on each tank. One here in the middle with my valve. And for that, I'm probably going to take it off right here. Once you get everything unhooked, you just got to pull it out of the fence. And there we go. So this will be fine outside like this all winter. It's not going to hurt a thing. These tanks are full of water. That tank there is still hooked up. As you can see, it's still hooked up. So this in here will be filling up if it rains or whatever anymore. This one here is no longer hooked to anything, but I don't know how much water's in it for sure, but there's still a fair bit in there. It's probably 3/4 full. It's actually about 230 gallons, give or take. I like to keep them zipped and covered, keep the algae and stuff from growing in there. And then this one here, like I say, it's going to keep filling up, so it is what it is on that one. And if we need to, I can always hook that up to there. That's drained, so I ain't got to worry about it freezing. But I can always hook it back up to this and still water the garden. But I'll probably start watering the garden out of them tanks inside the greenhouse. So the pump in the greenhouse, I'm going to let hooked up for now. I may unhook it Sunday. Sunday night is supposed to get down to like 27, which is probably going to be all right. It'll freeze, but it won't bust it at that temperature. Monday morning, it's only supposed to get, or Monday day high is supposed to be 33, and Monday night's down to 21. So if the weather doesn't change from that, I'll unhook it Sunday. But right now, I'm going to let it hooked up just so we can keep watering the lettuce and stuff in there without having to be a pain in the butt. In here, we got a sumi soaker that I got from Modern Growers, and this thing here is worth its weight in gold. All it is just this thin, more or less just a piece of lay flat hose with holes drilled in it. This thing here works so great. It's amazing how good this works. I'm going to unhook it, roll it up, and get it put away as well. This I hooked up this spring and left it hooked up all summer long. Never had a problem with it. This thing worked great. Just sprays out a mist. Waters all the beds. This thing here's, I probably will buy a couple more of them for next year. So I believe that is going to be pretty much the end of this video, and the sumi soaker just rolls up pretty flat, and I'll still left the filter and all that on there. Pressure reducer in the filter I left on. We'll put it in the greenhouse. It's not going to freeze it at all. It's going to be just fine. So anyways, it's going to wrap this video up. If anybody has any questions about our rain catchment and anything about that, let me know in the comments. Yeah. So now, I guess we're ready for winter, officially. Which ain't got much choice when you live around this area. You ain't got any choice but to be ready when it's here. You're going to get it whether you like it or not. So anyhow, tune me again. Take care and God bless. See y'all.